Nature versus nurture, a time-tested debate when it comes to quarterback success in the NFL. How much a rookie quarterback's surroundings actually impact his success can be debated, but there is something we all agree on. It's at least a very big part of a quarterback's success out of the gate. Now, the Tennessee Titans have done a lot of work the past two off seasons to prepare a landing spot capable of supporting a young quarterback well. And with Cam Ward in the fold, I decided that we should rank the offensive players around him by their importance to him finding early success. Here we go. If you're part of the Tennessee faithful, you know just how many years the Titans have shaved off your life with the emotional roller coaster of sports. Or maybe the roller coaster of life is messing with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals. The new year is a blank space for you to write a new story. BetterHelp makes it easier to get started. They are our incredible sponsor for this video. Regardless, if you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, or if you're just a human going through a hard time, therapy can give you the tools you need to approach your life in a very different way. That's where our sponsor, BetterHelp, comes into play. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible. And this is an important mission because finding a therapist can be really hard, especially when you're limited to the options in your area. Easily switch therapists anytime at no extra cost if it's not the right fit. BetterHelp's platform makes finding a therapist easier because it's online and remote. BetterHelp can match you to a professional therapist in as little as a few days. Plus, with our link, you get 10% off your first month. Start fresh any day of the year with BetterHelp. Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/ATOZsports and get 10% off your first month of therapy with BetterHelp. At number 10, I've got my guy, wide receiver, Alec Iamaner. With only so much room in my top 10 for the rookies, I'm having to call my shot here. I've been an Iamaner guy since the scouting process. I think the Titans managed to draft him at a tremendous value in the fourth round. I saw him as a day two guy because I could count on one hand the number of true X-receiver skill sets and body types that were in this draft class, and Iamaner was amongst them. I think he's the only true X on this Titans team right now and is going to be the starter there sooner or later. So all I can say is what I've seen from him in practice so far has been really encouraging. I think a number of the high leverage plays that Cam Ward makes in the passing game this year are going to go through this guy. At number 9, I've got tight end Gunnar Helm. We got back-to-back rookies to start the list. Helm is my pick for the rookie besides Cam, who will have the biggest impact in 2025 for this team. I think he's ready-made to take over as the starting Y or inline tight end, and he'll be active in the passing game right away. Now, he wasn't the leading receiver for the Texas Longhorns last year by some fluke. He gets open. He's a sneaky threat with the ball in his hands after the catch. I don't see why he can't be a big part of this Titans offense. At number 8, another tight end, Chigakonkwo, the veteran in the room. I am ready to be hurt by Chigakonkwo again. He's still the best tight end on this team, I think, right now. That could change, but right now that's the case, and I think pairing him up with Cam Ward is a uniquely good fit for the two of them. Cam loves dealing in traffic across the middle of the field. If you've paid attention to our reports coming out of Titans practice this spring, or you just watched his Miami tape, you already know that. And on his college tape, he loved to just rip the seam ball. Who runs the best and the most of those routes on this team? Chigakonkwo. Keep an eye out for that. At number 7, running back Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard had a very impressive bounce back year in 2024, and his coaches hope a more balanced workload in 2025 is going to allow him to stay fresh and be even more effective. He and Tajay Spears hopefully will split the workload in the backfield, but Tony's still going to be the lead back tasked with keeping the Titans offense on schedule. Now, staying on schedule and ahead of the sticks, that's what's going to keep Cam Ward playing in rhythm and on time, which is, I think, the best way to set him up for success, especially as a rookie. At number 6, guard Kevin Zeitler, new man on the offensive line. You're about to notice a trend in my rankings. I value the offensive line a lot for Cam Ward. In fact, I think it's easily the most important thing in my eyes for him to succeed this year. The number one thing the Titans can do to maximize Cam's ability will be to protect him. So that's why new addition Kevin Zeitler comes in at number 6 on this list. He's 35 years old, but he's still playing very high-level football. He should be a significant upgrade for the Titans at right guard from what they've had the past couple of years. Speaking of guards, number 5, guard Peter Skoronski. I'm putting Skoronski one spot ahead of Zeitler because I think he has the taller task in helping hold down the left side of the line with Dan Moore. He'll be leaned on to help make Moore as effective as he can be at left tackle. And based on the way that Skoronski finished 2025, he should be one of the best guards in the entire league, which that's not hyperbolic. Folks don't realize it because the team was fully dismissed by everybody at that point in the season. But down the back half of the 2024 season, Skoronski was arguably the best pass protecting guard in the NFL. That's like statistical. Go look that up. That's real. Let's see if he can pick up where he left off on that front. It'd be a big deal for this Titans team. At number 4, center, Lloyd Cushenberry. Everybody always makes such a big deal out of the center quarterback relationship, right? You hear about it all the time. And that's because it's a really big deal. It's a duo that it has to be on the same page. That's paramount for an offense to be working at its peak capacity. The center is who helps identify what the defense is showing, set the correct protections, essentially make the plays work. He quite literally deals with the assignments that either protect or ruin the quarterback. Cushenberry returning to his full form off of this Achilles tear that he's still rehabbing is such a big deal for Cam Ward. At number 3, the top receiver, the top skill player on this team, Calvin Ridley, is being paid very highly this year, and the expectations on his shoulders match that compensation. He's the only truly known and reliable quantity in this receiver room. He needs to pick up how he finished 2024 and take it up yet another gear with Cam Ward. But based on what we've seen in practice so far, those two are well on their way to being an electrifying tandem in the fall. At number 2, offensive tackle, Dan Moore. Nothing to me is more important this year than the tackle play protecting Cam Ward. Absolutely nothing. This is the first opportunity the Titans have to have 2, count them, 2 serviceable tackles on the team at the same time in many years. Dan Moore is the biggest question mark on this offensive line, and him playing up to his potential as a perfectly good NFL tackle is a massive key to Cam Ward's success this year. And finally, the number 1 most important player to Cam Ward's success, in my opinion, is right tackle J.C. Latham. I think Latham is Cam Ward's most important teammate this year. His coaches called him out for being the best offensive lineman in mandatory minicamp and at OTAs. That's great news because I think they need him to be. Taking a year 2 leap as he transitions back to the side he played in college would be a very big deal for the Titans offense to function at its maximum output. And I'm expecting him to lead the charge of this Titans offensive line into a new, potentially dominant era. For A to Z Sports Nashville, I'm Easton Freeze.